Wanderlust. A strong desire to travel, to break out of one's mold, to explore not only new places but new ways to be. We all get it from time to time, whether it's after we see a captivating photograph of nature or hear stories about our friends' recent vacations. Australia's Rich East felt that natural tug of wanderlust as his life at home grew more and more unfulfilling. So with a van, and an unexpected traveling partner, Rich hit the road in a life-changing journey that earned thousands of online followers. Rich East is a 20-something-year-old, adventurous Australian with a go-getter attitude. In 2013, the young man felt unsatisfied with his typical suburban life in Hobart, Tasmania, an island state off the continent's south coast. "I used to have a career," Rich said, "a house with a garden, lots of stuff, but what I didn't have was happiness. I had felt overstressed for a while, kind of stuck in a way, so I decided to make some changes." In 2013, sick of being trapped in the city, he began going on small off-roading and hiking trips around Tasmania in the company of a small stuffed lion, and another interesting companion. He was in the company of his best friend Willow. While most cats wouldn't make for the easiest travel companions, Willow loved to explore Australia with her human and didn't mind the long drives at all. "Willow is very curious and loves to explore," Rich said. "She spends most of her days snoozing on top of the roof rack, under the van, or sleeping in her cat carrier. On cold days you will find her snuggled up in my blankets. Willow and I have an unspoken agreement," Rich continued. "She will always come back to the van, and I will always wait for her. She rarely wanders more than 100 meters from the van, but when she does, I can find her with her tracking collar." With his company sorted out, he started traveling a bit more on his days off from work. On those trips, he found a new passion: photographing all that Tasmania's natural beauty had to offer. "For the first time I felt free," he said. "Free to design a new life for myself and Willow." In 2014, Rich quit his job, sold his house, and bought a van. "I threw away everything that didn't bring me joy. The premise was simple: build a new home in which I could travel." A camera at the ready, Rich documented the renovation of the van, installing a ready-to-go bed in the back, a small kitchen in the middle, and a front seat that could turn around to make the most of his living space. Oh, and of course, a surfboard on the roof. Once the van was completed a year later, Rich bought a map of Australia, on which he drew the route he planned to take. He would have to take a ferry from Tasmania to the mainland and follow the coast all around the country. With everything packed up and ready to go, it was time to hit the road. "It was hard to think about all the things that I was leaving behind," Rich said, "so instead I thought about all I was taking with me and all that I would gain. I left my town and everything I knew for a new life in the unknown." The first few weeks he saw as many places as he could, surfed at different beaches, explored a variety of landscapes, and of course, met a kangaroo or two. "People travel for lots of reasons," he said. "For me it's simple: go somewhere I've never been before." As the journey continued, Rich slowed things down, staying in places for longer periods to truly take the time to appreciate his surroundings. He and Willow bonded on the road, and this gave him an idea. Rich invested in several cameras, tripods, and drones to film their adventures. He dabbled in photography and put together short videos. Perhaps it was his creative skills that earned the adventurers so much online attention. On the journey, Rich grew as a photographer. Aside from filming everyday tasks like driving, cooking, and hanging out, he captured all the breathtaking scenes that he and Willow stumbled upon almost every single day. And of course, Rich's favorite subject to capture was Willow. Every once in a while, he could easily snap a photo of her lounging around, but other times it took a long and careful setup and a whole lot of patience. Once Rich started to post these photos and videos on social media accounts under the name Van Cat Meow, the two gained thousands of fans. The public loved the photos so much they wanted to buy prints. Thus Van Cat Meow began sustaining itself financially. Rich's other hobbies include surfing, reading, and woodworking, the last of which was another way he made a little extra cash for gas and Meow Mix. By 2018, Van Cat Meow's YouTube channel gained over 2,000 subscribers. People were absolutely in love with Willow and Rich. With his photography skills ever improving, Van Cat Meow will surely continue to grow as long as the duo is up for more adventures. At the end of 2018, after touring the whole coast of Australia, Rich and Willow were driving inland, even going off the grid for a month in the outback. What the future holds is unclear. Will Rich settle down again or continue his travels in other countries? If you enjoyed this story, wait for our next story starting in 10 seconds. As an animal lover, it's quite difficult to picture your pet alone at home. Whether it's just for the day, or for an entire week, leaving your furry friend behind is no easy task. One woman from Athens, Greece decided she would always have her dogs by her side, even on vacations. In her mind, taking them for walks presented the perfect opportunity to get out and explore new areas by foot. And that's exactly what she was doing in a small seaside Greek town when she made a startling discovery. Whenever Valia Orphanidou was traveling, she made sure her pups came along for the ride. Parading them around town gave her an excuse to see and experience places she wouldn't ordinarily think about. One day, while visiting a small seaside town, she decided to take a stroll along the beach. Almost immediately, she spotted something that concerned her. A homeless dog was lying in the sand all alone. Though she appeared to be in decent health, Valia couldn't shake the feeling that the vulnerable stray needed her help. So she decided it was up to her to do something. When you are an animal lover living in Greece, you simply get used to lonely stray dogs wandering around everywhere, explained Valia. You choose to rescue the ones that can't make it on the streets, the sick, the newborns, and the pregnant females. Even though this particular dog didn't necessarily fall into any of those categories, Valia still felt uneasy. There was something about her that made her life as a stray extremely vulnerable, she said. This dog wasn't like the rest. Valia noted that, while many strays can be aggressive to strangers on the street, this dog was different. She seemed willing to accept all sorts of love and affection. If only Valia knew this dog was about to surprise the hopeful rescuer even more. Suddenly, the stray made a gesture to Valia that proved her innate kind nature. She rolled over onto her back and allowed Valia to rub her belly. Any dog that does this just wants some love and attention. After that, Valia decided to keep her eye on the stray dog for the rest of her trip. During that time, she watched the happy pup follow different families around the boardwalk, chase cars, and play in the sand. Ultimately, Valia just couldn't get the stray off her mind. Soon, it began to affect more than just her mood. I couldn't sleep for 2 days, trying to find a way to take her off that beach as soon as possible, she later explained. Valia decided enough was enough and provided the dog with a temporary home and a name. I called her Blue for the blue sea that kept her company for the first few months of her life, Valia said. With Blue in tow, Valia headed back to Greece, where she contacted the Second Chance Rescue Society to help her locate a permanent home for the dog. Little did she know that she would make quite the difference in the lives of one family in the Netherlands. See, this Dutch family was devastated after the loss of their beloved dog, Abeo, a therapy dog for Alzheimer's and dementia patients through Stichting Snoezeeland in the Netherlands. Many of the patients there were also grieving the loss of Abeo. So when Second Chance Animal Rescue Society posted a picture of Blue on its Facebook page, it wasn't long before the family's matriarch, Karen Folkerts, saw it and immediately fell in love. The family just knew they had to adopt Blue that instant. We immediately pushed the contact button, and before we knew it, we were called, Karen explained. So, Valia reached out to see if they would be a good fit. It turned out that the Folkerts were a perfect match. Valia and the staff from Second Chance Animal Rescue Society prepared Blue to be delivered to her new forever home in the Netherlands, and they found assistance in an unexpected place. A couple vacationing in Greece happened to hear about Blue's story, and how she was supposed to fly to the Netherlands. Coincidentally, that was where they were from. They generously offered to accompany the pup to her new forever home, as they were headed back there anyway. If there was any concern that Blue wouldn't fit in, it didn't last long. Everyone immediately fell in love with her, Karen recalled. It was so sweet, she was so welcome. Blue was quickly trained to be a therapy dog. She soon began to visit nursing home patients, who instantly fell in love with her charm. She doesn't have problems with people no matter what they are doing, Karen said. Luckily, the transition from a stray beach dog in Greece to social therapy dog in a loving forever home was seamless. I realize it is just 3 months ago that Blue came to live with us, Karen explained. It feels like she was here, forever. To think the homeless dog aimlessly following families in Greece was now living in the Netherlands and offering assistance to people who truly needed it is astounding. Valia sure picked an incredible dog to lend a helping paw. It's amazing to see how far Blue has come since she first met Valia on the beach. With a little bit of love, she was well on her way to becoming a pooch with a purpose.